Hello, middle school students, and welcome to week 7 of Music Time with Mrs. M. I hope you're doing well and staying safe and healthy. We're getting ready to wind down the year, and this week is actually going to be our last week that we talk about the different periods in Western music. Unfortunately, we've kind of run out of time and are not going to be able to talk about the Romantic, Modern, or Contemporary periods, but we're going to end on the Classical period today. And one big thing I want you to think about: next week, you are going to be taking an assessment for me over the different periods: the medieval, the Renaissance, the Baroque, and Classical periods. And most of the questions are going to come from those reading texts that I have provided. Okay, so you're going to want to make sure you are feeling comfortable with that information. Okay, so like I said, today we're going to be talking about the classical music period, and that really has some of the really well-known composers and musicians. We're going to talk a little bit about Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, Ludwig van Beethoven, Franz Schubert, and Joseph Haydn. So these are the 4 most influential musicians and composers of this time period. And if you look, the classical time period is between the years 1750 and 1820. So what I'm going to ask you to do, there is a written text that I want you to read a little about. It talks about our 4 composers that I just mentioned. We've got 2 listening examples, one from Beethoven and one from Mozart, that I want you to listen probably about the first minute and a half of each selection, just so you get a feel. And I have a hunch that you've probably heard this music before and maybe didn't know who the composer was. And then after you've read the text and listened to the 2 listening examples, there will be an exit ticket quiz for you to complete. Okay? And one thing that I want you to keep in mind is that next week there's going to be a bigger assessment. It's kind of going to talk about all 4 of the periods that we've discussed. Okay? So please make sure you do not complete the exit ticket before you read the information that I've given. And I look forward to seeing your responses. Remember, you're being evaluated on your answers, so don't rush through this. And once you hit the submit, you cannot go back and make changes. Okay, so take your time and answer the questions thoughtfully. Okay, so we'll do an assessment next week to wrap up this unit that we've talked about while we've been at home. And we'll spend the last week of school doing something more light and fun. Okay, until we see each other again, I hope you're doing well, staying safe, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.